Hello everyone, Dominic here. Haven't done a video in a while, so I thought I'd do one. And the topic is Alphari. I think for me, one of the UK's best League of Legends players, if not the best. The top laner, of course, plays for Team Liquid, and he's been going through what seems like, a really tough time the last month, or possibly a bit before that as well, from what we've heard and what we've learnt earlier this month. And I just want to talk about this because this has been quite a big storyline in the North American LCS. Of course, Liquid are based in North America. Alphari's out there. It's been a big storyline. There's a lot of big content creators that have spoken about it, and I've followed League of Legends in the UK since almost 6 years now, so late 2015. And Alphari was a player, even back then, was tearing up the ESL UK Premiership, going undefeated with Team Infused, I think it was, and we'll come on to that a little bit later. So I've always followed Alphari, and Esports News UK has always covered UK League of Legends and UK talent as well, and that means people like Alphari that might not be playing in the European leagues or the UK leagues, but he's from Wales, right? He's Welsh. There's still that link there, and I set the site up to shout about that talent. So let's jump into it then. What's happened today? What happened earlier today? Now, Jat has resigned as Team Liquid's coach following the benching of Alphari. Alphari was benched, of course, towards the start of this month after the first summer season game in the North American LCS. Liquid lost to TSM, I believe. And Alphari was benched, which was pretty big, right? Because he's one of the best players in the LCS. And to get benched, there must be some reason there other than surely one performance at the start of the season. Now, he remains on a personal break until June 27th following major health and family issues. So let's jump in, because you may have not known the previous parts of this story here. Now, Jat has resigned, and there's been a few other movements. Cold has been promoted to interim head coach. H4X Defender is assistant coach, and Alphari stays on a break. Liquid also said that jungler Santorin is taking some time away to rest and visit specialist. He's had some health issues as well, and he's put. Let me refresh this because I've done a updated version of this. Yeah, Santorin has done a tweet longer on some of his health issues as well, and obviously hope he gets back on top of things and he's seeing some specialists. I won't go into too much detail on Santorin just because the focus is on Alphari, but wishes go out to him as well. So yeah, this happened, and then Liquid put out a stream earlier. It's kind of like a press conference type stream, but was also open to the public, and they spoke about some of the reasons why Alphari was benched and what he went through, and described some personal issues. So I'm going to jump into a clip there. This is from the co-CEO at Liquid, Steve Arhenset. I've probably pronounced that very wrong, Steve's name there, but I'll play this for a bit, and you can hear from Steve and his reasoning.
A month before the start of the summer split, we started practice back up. At that time, Barney was going through some what I would consider major health and family issues. I think the symptoms associated with these issues were him questioning his motivation to play, his enjoyment to even play League of Legends. And this was also kind of showing that he wasn't competing for the team, for his teammates, or even himself in the manner he was in the spring. And this was recognized. The coaching staff had a conversation with Barney and suggested that he take a break. At that time, the decision was not to. And I think in hindsight, 2020, we should have been more pushy with him taking a personal break at that time. But we didn't, and we continued on. Continued scrims where performance was not great. We went into the first week of LCS. We had our match against TSM. And then after that match, there was a conversation that happened between us and Barney. And my take of that is that that conversation was not handled well at all by the organization. And we take full kind of accountability for that not going as well. And not only that conversation, but also the subsequent actions that were taken after that conversation were not optimal. And then from that conversation, there was a different interpretation of events between both Barney and Josh. And this continued to kind of be an issue, and it was not resolved immediately.
Okay, so Josh being Jat, of course, I don't think I said his real name, and Alphari's real name, Barney Morris. Now, from that, let's go back a few days, because Thorin, a well-known British esports journalist, analyst, put a video out on his channel with the title "Jat the Bully?" ? Player revolt, not just Alphari, where he was sort of talking about the dynamic at the team, possibly putting two and two together and realising that Jat may have been clashing with other players and so on. So I'm just going to play a quick clip here from Thorin.
So here's the thing. This wasn't just about Alphari, guys. He was the canary in the coal mine on this one, because he was the one who came out and was blunt with the coaching staff. Others in the team also don't like Jat's coaching style, including his game knowledge, his attitude, how he behaves around them, and behaviour specifically while coaching them. Like, I've heard, basically, he's just pointing out tons of mistakes they're doing, but then the player disagrees. Actually, some of them think this feedback is just simply incorrect. It is just wrong what he's saying, and some of his characterizations are just completely off about how people play or aren't playing, or playing in LCS matches, and thus they think Jat's game knowledge and meta read just isn't legit. And by the way, think of some of the players on Team Liquid, guys.
So, you know, that provides some more insight, and I'll put a link to the description so you can check out the full video from Thorin, and also the Twitch channel, the Twitch VOD that Liquid put out. So that's, you know, a little bit of an overview of what's happened and what's going to happen. You know, Liquid put out a statement now saying that Alphari, let's bring up this tweet here. Alphari remains on a personal break until June 27th, and Jenkins, who stepped in for Alphari when Alphari was benched, will continue to start in the LCS until further notice. We're extremely proud of his standout play and commitment to the team amid challenging circumstances. And yeah, they were just talking about Jat resigning and so on. So I've gone through what Liquid said about Alphari. Now, if we go back now to where this all sort of came from, why was Alphari benched in the first place? Liquid put out a statement. This was June 12th, saying that he was benched for performance and attitude reasons, which were concerns that started during the practice leading to the summer split. Alphari has given us permission to share that these issues revolve around private reasons involving his personal life. In the right mindset, we believe Alphari is one of the best in his role. In hindsight, before competing last week, we should have come to a decision for Alphari to take some time off. So again, and then they said he's on a break until June 27th. That tallies up with what Steve was saying at Team Liquid, the reasons for his benching, and he's saying what Steve considers as major health and family issues. They had not been spoken about. A journalist did ask Steve on the stream to delve more into that, and he said he doesn't feel it's his position, or it's Liquid's position, to share Alphari's personal issues, so he's respecting whatever Alphari has been going through. Yeah, so we've got that quote from Steve, and then so if you go back before that, what caused Liquid to put that statement out on June 12th? This is when it actually happened, when Alphari was benched, first week of June after that TSM game, like I mentioned. They didn't really go into much detail about it. Jat put a video statement out on Twitter saying that Jenkins is going to be stepping in to the top lane position for at least the rest of the weekend. And he played the remaining 2 games there. They got a win and a loss. So that in their first weekend, they had 2 losses and 1 win. First loss, Alphari was in the side. Jat didn't provide a reason for the change, saying there's a lot of context that's really hard to understand from the outside that I think is unfair to share publicly. And he said, this is not a decision made flippantly or lightly, and is a decision we think is in the best interests of the team. He later told Travis Gafford, another esports journalist, well known obviously in the States, in an interview, I thought Jenkins played great. Benching Alphari feels sudden, but it wasn't a spur of the moment decision. It was something that made with a lot of care over the last month. Nothing crazy happened. There's no wild speculation. I care a lot about Alphari and the team. I can't tell the future, so I'm not sure what's going to happen next. And then Alphari responded with this tweet, this sort of sarcastic, light-hearted tweet, saying, was going to get Chick-fil-A for dinner, then saw an ad for Chipotle, or however you pronounce it, and decided, F it, why not, let's get some Mexican. Wasn't spur of the moment, by the way, calculated this month, a month in advance. So, he's responding to that with humour, reacting in his own way. Some people called him out saying it's an unprofessional tweet, and then he responded again saying, people DMing me about professionalism. There's one thing in this world I will not stand by and be silent about, and that's my undying passion for fast food. If you don't like it, just don't read it, lol. And I've put here, Alphari's been known to make witty comments and answers to questions in the past. He did an AMA in earlier this year, and some of his... This is just, how Alphari is. I don't know the guy well at all. I've interviewed him in the past, years ago. But you can see from some of these responses here. Okay, you might not be able to see them where I've zoomed in, but I'll read them out for you. There's a couple here. Hang on, let's see if I can... No, that's not working. Someone's asked on Reddit, why do you think Team Liquid isn't higher in the rankings now, despite the lock-in tournament? He's just answered, because we lost 4 games. Just blunt, humorous answers here. Question for Alphari. Who do you think is the worst top laner in North America? Alphari. Pointless question to answer. Stillback are amazing. He's just got that humorous thing. And here's another example of his style of humour as well. This is from, like I say, an interview I did back when Alphari won one of the first ESL Prems with Team Infused, completely demolished all the other opponents, they were undefeated in that season. And this just shows you, this was years ago. This was back when Alphari was 16, I think he was 16 at the time, or 15 or 16 even. So yeah, I'll play this.
Your reaction?
The games were a bit easier than anticipated, but to be fair, even though Nuclear got destroyed in the last game, it was a lot to do with the Elise not coming top, which probably should have. So, yeah, the games were a lot easier than expected.
Okay, cool. And you've been unbeaten this season. What do you think that came down to?
Arfan. Arfan is just really good. He's there's Hadu, then there's Arfan, and Hadu's the second best, but Arfan's just clearly superior in every way. So that's why we won every game.
So would you say
So yeah, Arfen is a support player. Hasn't been playing since late last year. He wasn't the best player on Team Infused. I think it's clear Alphari was making a sarcastic comment. No disrespect to Arfen, because they were a good team as a unit, but you could tell from Maxwell's reaction that he's just having a laugh, having a joke. That's how he, I guess, how he handles certain situations, how he responds to things. He's a funny guy. That's probably why he put the tweet out like he did. In Forin's video, Forin did say, Alphari's tweet probably didn't help the situation or the working relationship he may have had with Jat. But, he's fighting back, and Florian says, and as he should, kind of thing. Right, is what he implies. If you're a top pro player, you want to be playing week in, week out, and of course you're not going to take benching very well. So that's kind of it. I mean, my view on it is, I just hope whatever Alphari's going through, he's okay. He's able to get through it, whatever it is. I mean, Steve co-CEO at Team Liquid cited family and personal issues. What was the line he actually said here? Major health and family issues. I mean, that doesn't sound very nice at all. So whatever Alphari's going through, I hope he's able to, come back stronger, get through this. I hope he's okay. It's been a bit of a odd month for Alphari. It's not great to see one of the UK's best League of Legends players sitting on the bench twiddling his thumbs doing nothing because of personal issues that have maybe led to or been exacerbated by issues with the coach, with Jat. Jat's obviously gone now. Be interesting to see what happens now after June 27th, a few days' time. Will Alphari come straight back off the bench after this weekend? I guess we'll have to wait and see. What do you think about the whole situation? I'd be keen to hear your thoughts. Let me know in the comments. And I hope you like this video. Please let me know, like, subscribe and all that stuff. If you like this, or if you didn't like it, or if you'd like to see more videos like this, analysis bits. I always sit down and try and do a video for a few minutes and it ends up being 10, 15, this is 17, 18 minutes long now. But I wanted to chat about it because I feel like it's a big topic in the NALCS, and for me it's a big topic for UK League of Legends as well, because we don't have many pro players, UK players. We've got Dan in the LEC as well. Cagel stopped playing and went into casting. We've got great casting and hosting talent, no problems there whatsoever. But players, and specifically in League of Legends, we don't have many British pros at the top level. So it's a shame to see Alphari not playing, and I hope he comes back and we see him performing again. I've always personally thought as well, before I go, I've always thought Alphari would end up at Fnatic, and it's funny how things turn out, isn't it? That Fnatic have moved their previous top laner Bwipo into the jungle role, and then they've signed Adam from Carmine Corp, the French player. I don't know why. I just had a feeling that Alphari might end up at Fnatic. This was years ago, and maybe if he was available, Fnatic would have swooped for him instead of more of a rookie player in Adam. But I guess the timing wasn't right when they made that change. We'll see what happens. Will Alphari stay at Liquid? Will he move later this year? Who knows? Be interesting to follow the developments. Thanks again for watching, everyone. I will stop waffling now, and I'll catch you next time. See you soon.